Devo up high. That is going to drop down 5, but it will not be there. Devo with an incredible double tap. Are you kidding me, Devo?
Hello, welcome back to RL Talk. Today, as you can tell by the title, me and Josh
Hello again.
will be giving you our top 10 combined of EU and North America for any
In 2019.
for 2019 for any South American or Oceania fans. Do not worry. If you keep watching in the next couple of days, yeah, yours will also be there. We'll also do yours in a couple of days. So, how we're going to do this is that I'm going to say one, and then Josh will say his for the same position, so we can kind of like discuss it as we go. So, it's a combined list of North America and the separate ones for each region. For my number 10 place, I have European players, Fruity from Team Reciprocity.
Okay. I have again someone from the EU. For someone you probably think could be much lower down than this. I put him quite high up. And I think I made a bit of a mistake here, but I put Scrub Killer in temp. I know all the fans are gonna be saying, "Oh, why so high up the list? He should be first or second." I put him 10th. He plays for Renner Vitality. And this season was a pretty good season. Probably could have put him quite a bit higher. Okay, now you're number 9, James.
See, with Scrub, it was like season 7 he was really good, and then season 8 he was a kind of like, is it him?
Yeah.
Or is it his teammates kind of like?
Yeah.
My number 9 is another player from EU. It might surprise you, but it's Freaky from Veloce.
That does surprise me a lot.
Purely just for the reason that they weren't even meant to be in RCS season 8. But they're like, everyone's like, oh, they're gonna come last. That's it. But they got top 6. They made day 3 of LAN, and everyone said no, they're gonna come last. I think Freaky really played a key role in this, and really just led the team to where they were, as well as Cassie and Flame. They did some good work, but I think Freaky really drove the team to where they went.
Okay, my number 9. Oh, this time from North America. He's been on the team for this whole year, but this year he's already changed to a new team. It's AJ.
AJ,
A very good player. Yes, a pretty good player. For Rogue, they did pretty well in RCS Season 7. They made it to, I think, 4th. They made it to the semi-finals. And AJ, the one thing I always noticed about him, I'm pretty sure, he was always getting the flip resets in RCS, in DreamHack. A lot of flip resets for him. And a pretty clutch key player. Yes, there's Kenobi and Wonder. They're in the new team. They came from FlyQuest. How they performed their first round, they made it to LAN. It really exceeded my expectations and came 4th place. That is pretty good.
yeah. So my 8th place now comes over from North America. You're gonna say that this is stupid of me to, but it's XB. Now, people are gonna say that it's kind of controversial, and Josh, you might say that it's because I like Space Station so much, but I think AXB did really lead this team to where they were. He didn't carry it with Arsenal facing Sathu, but Sathu also did a good job with them. Arsenal obviously helped in this season, but I think again XB really showing the leadership that needs to be shown for teams like this who have potential, but you need to have someone who's really running it to kind of get them to where they need to be. And I think that's exactly what AXB did this season.
I am not surprised to put AXB. I didn't put it on my list, but I am not surprised to put it. Even if you are a PlayStation gaming fan, whatever you call it, I still agree he has done pretty well this season. My number 8, you're also going to probably make people fans because I put G2. I've done someone a move from he has always been in North America, move from EG to G2, it's Chicago. I think he's had a really good season, really good year this season. In LAN, they got to the World Finals. Chicago getting a lot of assists, some clutch goals and stuff, especially in, I think it was in RSS Season 7 group stage against Vitality. It was 2-2 with 2 seconds left. Chicago gets them raised and dropped down to Rizzo, hits the crossbar, unlucky, then JNUX follows up. And I think he's really a very good player to swap with Moby. And it was probably a very good change for G2, and hopefully next season they can show after a pretty bad season 8. But then again, Chicago has been performing. It's just the rest of G2 haven't been.
I don't actually have Chicago on my list because I feel like season 8 is kind of like let the G2 and Cloud9 rosters down. But I do agree with you. Season 7, he was absolutely on fire, and the first week of season 8, he was pretty decent. But I think he's kind of just dropped off a bit. I think he still has that potential. I just think he needs to regain that and regain confidence, and I think he'll be up there in possibly the top 5, maybe the top 3 for my list if G2 had a good season 8.
But for the whole of G2 really, they've kind of dropped off in the whole of season 8. A good week 1, especially for Chicago, I think we got MVP or something. But now, in the regionals they did really well. But then again, I think you could probably agree with me, that was just JNUX. MVP of the promotion tournament, not regionals. And JNUX can't keep doing that. So this next season, G2 needs to show they're worthy for placing RLCS.
Now this my number 7. Again from NA. There's a bit of a pattern, but that isn't the same as we go further into this list. It is controversial. Turbo. Now, I say controversial because NRG won season 8.
Really can't say NA though. You could do an NA/EU.
Yeah, I'd say he's in NA because he's kind of won it with NRG, and in EU he didn't really do much.
I was gonna do Turbo, but then the season 7 you didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I think the reason he's so low down.
That's why I didn't put him.
You know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to put him in my list or not. But I think kind of what he's achieved with Garrett and Justin is really impressive, and obviously he'd be higher up if season 7 was better for Dig. But I think he has done really well in season 8, and I'm saying it a lot, but has shown this leadership as well as Garrett to push the team forward.
Yeah. I think it's really helped Garrett and Justin with Fireburn. They're always on the curse of second place, but now with Turbo. They've already won I think 3 lands.
Yeah,
so they're doing pretty well.
2019 to win 2 lands.
What about Beyond the Summit? Does that count as a land? Really?
Competitive land.
Oh. Yeah, but I think Turbo's really helped NRG. Okay, my number 7 though. I went back over to EU. And I've chosen someone who was on the bricks, moved to someone else to Mouse, and it's Speed. He won WSOE because he had to, because I'm pretty sure it was Mystic, I think, or UK, one of them. We're looking for a third. They picked up Speed. They won WSOE, and I think this season they did. I'm kind of sad that Mouse didn't make it to RCS LAN in season 8. But I think Speed has been a pretty good player, performing pretty well with Cooks in 97 and a lot. Although the team has, well, a lot has best, but I think Speed is a pretty good player, and I think he definitely deserves to be on this list. For me, anyways.
Yeah, I feel like that's quite a reasonable choice. My number 6 decision. We move back to EU. I promise it won't be 2 for EU and 2 for Monet for the whole list. This is where I've put my Scrub Killer in.
Hey,
So,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, I just feel like he's had year, but I just don't think he deserves a top 5 spot at the moment. But I think he can definitely improve, and yeah, he's been playing really well. But yeah, 6th on my list.
Okay, my 6 goes back over to NA. I don't know if it's really a pattern. EU, NA, NA, EU, NA again. You did AXB for Space Station Gaming. I chose someone for Space Station Gaming, and I chose Arsenal. I think yes, AXB has done pretty well. He didn't quite make up my list, but I think I was always gonna choose someone for Space Station Gaming. In the end, I chose Arsenal. He came new. I think he replaced Cyclical, and I haven't been with her long, but I think it may have been a pretty good decision to make, like G2. James, I don't know.
Yeah, I again, you know, if you're gonna pick someone from Space Station, it's gonna be someone that's helped them. So
when I was gonna choose someone from number 6, I was always looking at AXB Arsenal. In the end, I chose Arsenal. I know AXB did quite a lot this season. I know Arsenal did quite a lot this season. I know it was close between them both, but in the end, we all both know that they did very well this season. I mean, not this season or this year. You could say past year.
Yeah. My spot 5 is back across to North America. It's a 50-50 kind of decision on this. I'm actually gonna Rettles. I could have gone for Mist or Gyro, but I feel like Rettles kind of has shown a nice goal scoring ability, and Pittsburgh Knights were quite the surprise team. They're like, they won DreamHack, but it's different. It's RCS. Can they do it? And they made day 3, so they can definitely do it, and they definitely turned up.
Okay, so my 5th place stays in NA. It's the one and only. He's in the RCS every single season. I've chosen Garrett G. He's been dreaming for an RCS. He's finally got it because of help from Turbo. But every single year, you can't say he doesn't perform. In season 5, they could have had it. They didn't. Every single line he goes to, he's probably thinking, we could have it. They don't. But finally, Garrett G gets his title, RCS Season 8 World Champion. And I'm just very happy for him and Justin. And I think he deserves a spot. Not only he's been together for quite a long time with Justin, and then the new move Turbo, and I think they've done pretty well. A lot of passes, a lot of plays, you could say. And I think Garrett G is one person who I think would make the list, and I did put him number 5. Obviously, I could have put him a bit lower. I could maybe I probably wouldn't have put him a bit higher. The highest I would have put him was 4th, probably. He didn't even have to make this list, but I think he was good enough this season. Yeah, he may have not been a stand-up player for NRG, but again, over the past few seasons, he has been turning up the heat, you could say. Not turning up the heat, but getting better, being hungrier for another RCS title.
Yeah, I think Garrett G is a very I wouldn't say, well, it's a very reasonable thing to go with.
Be orthodox, not unorthodox.
But with you saying that you're going to put Garrett G in 5th, that's in 4th is where Garrett G comes in for me. I've put Garrett G in 4th, mainly just for the same reasons as you but you know, I just think he has shown leadership to this energy
But then
side.
again, for me, it's kind of weird. We put Scrub Killer. I put Scrub Killer at 10th and Garrett at 5th.
Yeah.
And in a way, because Scrub Killer won a championship against G2 and made the finals, even though only Garrett only won the finals and then came like 8th.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's again, as I said, I think Garrett is after Fireburn left. Sorry, there was a big expectation to be upheld, and he definitely filled that. And yeah.
Okay, now my 4th place. Back over to EU. Back over to Renal Vitality. You may think it's K-Dot, but after it's a very big. He scored the winning goal in RCS Season 7. He did pretty well in RCS Season 8. He just had a pretty generally good year. Obviously, I probably would have put Scrub Killer high up the list. But that's how it turned out. And I think Ferric has an overall probably one of the best seasons. Hasn't really lost. Not gonna lie, James, but I don't think Ferric's lost many matches this season in all the major lands and league plays. And I think he's had a generally very good season. Probably not the best in Vitality. I think it may be a bit obvious, but different people think different things. Some people may think it's the best. Because Vitality generally, 3 good people. And I think Ferric makes 4th.
Yeah, and you know, Renal Vitality, they're always going to have. They're most of the time they're going to have 2 of the players on the list, and yeah.
Now you're
my 3rd place, my top 3. It could be controversial because of LAN, which I will say in this. But I've gone for Sure Set. I've actually gone for Sure Set. I think at the first Worlds, you know, at Worlds they haven't done too well, but at DreamHack they've won DreamHack. They've got quite far in DreamHack. Worlds they have they did go a reasonable distance in Season 7. Season 8 not so much, but I think Sure Set is really kind of, I wouldn't say carrying, but it is close to that. And you know, he is getting help from Fruity and Farah with link up play, but Sure Set really is the MVP of the team, and
stands out.
He does stand out from Team Reciprocity.
3rd, probably an unorthodox pick by me, from Dignitas. I think Astral. He only moved to Dignitas in Season 8. Or was it? I'm pretty sure it was like Season 8. And I think it was a pretty good season. Obviously, Dignitas didn't land, but he's scored some pretty good goals. He has been probably not a carry, but definitely made quite a few flashy plays when they needed them most. I think Astro, as well, just being there, has done quite a lot for the team. Maybe not the carry, but like just there on nearly a carry, but he's done a lot, and I think he's done enough to make this list. And Dignitas, I think they're pretty unlucky not to make the one line, because I think that team is coming. But then again, when Dignitas, excuse me, I said Dignitas didn't make that. I mean, Dignitas did make that as members, and Astro did do very well. They got knocked out by Vitality. I wanted Vitality to win because I wanted to see an NRG Vitality final. But if Dignitas win, I would have been happy for them. And Astro and Yukio, I think Yukio was probably the MVP for that team, but they just did very well. And also, sorry for saying that Dignitas didn't land. Okay, now to number 2, James, for you.
My number 2, it's the 3rd member of the team, and you can probably guess who it is. It's Justin. Justin coming in, you know, he played quite a similar role in winning LAN, and you know, I think he really has pulled off the spectacular plays as well as Astral. He really has kind of shown why he is at this level, and you know, we kind of already knew, but he's kind of just cemented that feeling and understanding of why he is here. I think he's very deserved of getting on the list. Maybe I've put him a bit too high up. I personally don't think so. I think he's very important. And his 2 goals in the grand final obviously won NRG the season 8. So yeah.
My number 2, for the first time this episode, I've agreed with you. I put Justin number 2, and all the exact thing he says. He doesn't really carry, but another also same shots. You could all be saying Justin for season 8. He thought the last game he did it all for NRG. He got the 2 goals. He got the win, and he got his first LAN in his belt. His first LAN win in his belt, and that's Justin. I put him the exact same position as you. I don't think he quite makes number 1, but I think he definitely deserves number 2. James Mountain, you're number 1.
My number 1, from Europe,
I think I know.
It's K-Dub. K-Dub taking number 1 spot. I think he has really done well this year. Sorry. Obviously they won season 7. Game 7 overtime loss in season 8 to NRG, who are really tough opponents, and I really think that K-Dub has showed a great leadership, and coming off the bat of season 6, they weren't doing too well, but K-Dub has really revived a team, and yeah, I think he's just done really well this year as well. So yeah.
Hey, I don't agree with you. I didn't put K-Dub on my list, and I know it's really gonna surprise people. For one, I've put someone who you've already put. For one, I put the ultimate Chaucet 45.
Ooh.
Yes, I think for me he deserves number 1. Maybe doesn't carry, but he's the same dribbling plays and stuff. In all the games, where I think some of his plays were unmatched, and I think for me, I think he probably had a very good season. Even if rest of Prophecy didn't have the best season, I still think they did. Chaucet anyway did very well.
Okay.
First, yeah. Okay, so that's our list.
So,
but now, before it's over, me and James discussed it with our shout-outs. We have 3 each. I think we'll just follow the same format. James says 1, I said 1, I say 1.
My third place shout-out is Devo. Now, I don't think he did well enough to get on the list because Barcelona have been going through some rough times, and they haven't been really, really good. But Devo's been pulling off insane goals, like Mr. Devo should. And season 7, they did really well. They got to the quarterfinals of LAN. Season 7 was a bit more rocky. You know, maybe they could have made it if they didn't get that reverse. Season 8 was a bit more rocky. Obviously, doing it quite late to get to regionals, and I think they were unlucky, although Dignitas did deserve to reverse sweep them the way they played, but I think they were unlucky to get that, and I think they could have been at LAN if that didn't happen, but it did. They have to take it on the chin, and I think Devo's really just helped the team get to these positions.
Okay, so my third place shout out goes to Rettles of PK. Pretty sure you put it on my list. I didn't think he quite made the list, but I think he had a very good season. I was thinking about putting someone from PK on the list. I was thinking Rettles or Gyro. I put Rettles in shout outs, and I think he had generally, as he joined in season 8, I think he had a pretty good season, even at DreamHack Montreal, and now where he is now, making it to RCS, doing pretty well. Making it to day 3, obviously getting knocked out by Vitality. Vitality are a good team, and when you lose, you just take it. You have to take it in the shin. take it in the heart, take it in the brain. You've lost, you've lost. And obviously, I think he's an outstanding player. And that's my third place.
My next one, my second place shout out. It's Astral. You put him in your list. I think
That's
third.
the third.
I just feel like he came in at season 8, and I don't feel like he's shown quite enough to get onto the list. But he has been an outstanding player, and he's the first Belgian player to get to an RCS LAN. He has been absolutely outstanding. He's produced magnificent goals, and it's helped Yukio and Violet Panda get to the season 8 LAN, get to the semi-finals in day 3. But yeah, I just don't think he's done quite enough through season 8 to get onto the list.
My second place shout out goes to someone who's been in both seasons, in season 7 and 8, and was here for quite a few seasons. And I put it not to someone from Barcelona, just said, well, kind of, but I put him to Alpha 54. I think he's a pretty good player, a very good player. I think he left TSM, obviously, but when he was in TSM, he was putting off some amazing goals. Don't know why, but not gonna lie, he is a shy player. But if you let him play, he will give you some cracking goals, like against Rogue in season 7 on the Barcelona. I don't really know if it was the best move for Barcelona to kick or for Alpha to leave. And now he's left TSM as well. But Alpha 54 is a very good player. Now you're number 1, James.
My number 1 shout out was a close decision between 2, which would be surprising considering that I didn't put the other one on the list. It was close between Kronovi and Arsenal. But, it's got to be Kronovi. You know, he's come off G2. He's been kicked off G2, and everyone's like, "Oh, you know, Kronovi's career is over. You know, he's off G2. You know, he was only good with good players." He went on to Rogue, and he absolutely just went off. He popped off. They got to the semi-finals of season 7. They've done well in DreamHacks. This season, again, final week, scraped themselves out of relegation, pushing poor old G2 and Cloud9 in. And yeah, I think he's just shown really great leadership this season to carry his team out of relegation like that.
If I didn't put Kade on the list, and if it's not on the list, it's pretty obvious he's going to be in shoutouts. Well, in shoutouts, it's going to be first place. He obviously deserves to make the list. I didn't put him on the list, but I didn't think, although you could say he carried Renal Vitality, this may surprise you what I'm going to say, but I didn't think he had the best year. I think he could have had a much better year. And I think his year was kind of bad, not even going to lie. And it's probably very unorthodox, but I didn't think Kade had the best year. And that's why he's only made it the shout-outs.
Okay.
What? Yeah, I know, it's probably very surprising to you. You put him on first, I put him on first in shout-outs.
Yeah, but, you know, everyone has their opinions, and, you know, you got to look at it how you think he's done, and, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll wrap up the end of the episode. We'll probably record the next episode. Well, not the next episode. We'll probably do OC and Sam. And then soon. And then next week, I think it's in 9 days now. I think it's roster lock. So on the video, the next, we'll be doing roster lock soon. And if you have any ideas for us, leave them in the comments. Over to you, James.
Yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. Over the next coming days, possibly maybe a week, you will see the Oceania and South America version of this video. This has been a long one, so I hope you enjoy. Got to this point. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. So until then, goodbye.
Bye.